A record $802 billion in tax was received by all Australian governments over the last financial year. This is an increase of $46.2 billion. Of this, over $33 billion was in personal income tax alone. Let's talk about this. Now, the average Aussie worker pays over $24,000 in tax every single year. When we factor in local and state taxes, this increases to nearly $30,000. Now, if you live in Victoria, this would be no secret to you, but you're paying the highest amount of state and local taxes, followed by New South Wales. The least amount is actually paid in Northern Territory. So, what is the federal government doing about this ever-reliance on personal income tax? Now, it's not just this government. This has been going on for decades, the reliance on personal income tax to actually increase their government take-ins, to actually keep the bottom line afloat. Not that it's ever really afloat. Well, this year, as part of the federal government election, they promised tax cuts for all. So let's break down these massive tax cuts. So over the next 2 years, the average Aussie worker, they're saying earning $79,000 will get a tax cut this year of $268. Next year, it's going to be $536. So the lowest tax rate is dropping from 16%, not including Medicare levy, down to 14% over the next 2 years. Now, what else do they promise to try and help bring down the amount of tax we pay? Well, they offered a $1,000 instant tax deduction from July 1, 2026. But what does that actually mean? Well, what it doesn't mean is it's not an extra $1,000 in your pocket. It's not going to be an additional $1,000 refund like the lower middle income tax offset was. Rather, it's a $1,000 automatic, they're saying at this stage, tax deduction. You don't need to do anything. But what does $1,000 deduction mean to you? So if you're earning between $45,000 and $135,000, this will mean an extra $320. But if we go by the substantiation rules that we have at present, that you can claim up to $300 without receipts, you still need to actually justify what you spent it on. So is this an automatic deduction? We won't know. We won't know until next year. So what is actually going on? Why is the federal government ever reliant on personal income tax, and what can they do about it? Well, one simple fix is actually aligning our income tax brackets with indexation. So we call this bracket creep. That whilst we're paying an average around 24% in tax now, as indexation rises and the tax brackets don't change, those pay rises are going to mean nothing. We need to align our income tax brackets with CPI at a minimum.